Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you've just stumbled across this video, you have no clue who I am. My name is Shahira, and I just recently started this channel, and then I've fallen off for a couple of weeks. Yeah, life has been lifing, let me tell you that. I haven't posted because I really haven't known. Oh, the sun's gonna come in here and bother me. Can we move this way? Why does that have to happen? Anyway, I haven't posted because I haven't known what on earth to post, to be honest with you, just because a lot has happened in my life. Let's just get the elephant out of the bag. I am now single, which probably doesn't come as so much of a surprise to anyone if you've watched my last video, which I might actually take down. Because when I watch that video, I see somebody who's hurting and sad. I feel like it's quite a depressing video, even though obviously I tried to get through it and be on my photo shoot and be happy on, because that brings me a lot of joy. But I don't really want to be putting out like depressing content like that. Although there's a fine line, because I also really do want to be real and genuine and open. With anyone who chooses to watch my videos. I know I don't have a super large audience as of now or anything, hoping to grow it a little bit, or a lot. But yeah, it's kind of a fine line, because there's things you want to keep private or you don't know whether you should talk about, and then you want to be open and honest with your audience as well. So if you watched my last video, you would know that during that video I had broken up with somebody who I was with for a number of years and was living with, and really truly saw this person as being my forever person. I adored him so much, but we were clashing big time on our desired lifestyles, is what I would say, for a number of months. And we were just like butting heads all of the time, like probably at least, once a week, if not once every 2 weeks, there'd be some sort of like breakup, blow up type of situation. And it was just becoming very, they'd call it toxic, but like super unhealthy. And then in my last video, I was going through the breakup, and then we decided to work things out. And then I was saying to him, what am I going to do with the video? Like, because most of the video I had either referred to the breakup, or, the whole energy of the video was kind of like in that breakup energy. I was like, I still want to put something out because I'm trying to be consistent with my content. What if I just edit out a lot of it? And then he was like, yeah, okay, just edit out any like bad bits or whatever, and then add text on screen that says, like, in big text, like, we're back together now. So that's what I did with my last video, and I hoped for the best, and I hoped that we would be able to, sort things out. But I'm sure all of you guys have gone through it before, where towards the tail end of a relationship, where things start really just, you're trying to make it work, but it's not working. You can bring a horse to water, you can't make that horse drink. And while I don't want to dive like way too much into the ins and outs of my relationship, because I don't want to shit on somebody who I truly, truly like love a lot and care for. The hardest thing so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to dive into like all the details or anything like that. But the hardest thing for me is not that I'm heartbroken or I am trying to deal with the situation. It's more so coming to terms with the fact that I don't feel that that person actually cared for me, that they actually loved me. Like, I genuinely did believe that this person really loved me, and that I loved him. My thought process on why the relationship wasn't really thriving or working how it should, or coulda, woulda, shoulda, whatever, the imagination that you have, the potential that you thought something had, I would put down genuinely just to different lifestyles or desired lifestyles. But I never put it down to a lack of love. I did feel loved by this person, and I knew I loved this person, which is why we got back together a million times. But in the course of this breakup, I really feel I don't know this person. I feel like my character has been absolutely assassinated, both in things he said to me about myself and just not the reality of what I have lived for the past few years, in what he's put out there to other people, and I think also in what he's convincing himself in order to mask pain, be okay, and move forward, whatever that might look like. And that's the most difficult part for me, because I truly, even if it wasn't working, I would have liked if it ended nicer. Like, I haven't really had this type of a traumatic breakup before. I also would say that I haven't really been as deep with someone before on the basis that I've been living with this person. So sharing a home, you don't move in with somebody thinking that it's not going to work out. You hope that this is your future person and you're building a life together now. Oh, that was my knee. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm going to really say on it. But I did want to post something just because I don't want to go absolutely MIA. So the other day, I've been in therapy, and my therapist recommended a book to me about codependency and attachment to somebody. And I feel like that's very relevant for me. And I think if you were to analyze it, it would be a lot got to do with my situation with my family and my mom getting ill, and things like that over the last few years that made me extra attached to this person, even in times when they weren't really treating me very well. I felt a sense of home and comfort and family and best friend within them, and I really longed to try to hold on to that, even if it was causing me to not thrive, or me to be in pain, or me to put up with things I wouldn't normally have put up with, and etc. So anyway, I was recommended a book. I'll put it up here on the screen. I've just received it, so I've just started reading it. I'm not very deep into it, but I posted it onto my Instagram story, and a friend of mine, a girlfriend of mine, wrote to me and she said, "Oh my God, I got that book out of your recommendation for posting it on your story. I'm going through a really hard breakup at the moment, and also I'm wondering, like, would you recommend your therapist, because I'm looking for a therapist." And that made me think, because I've been thinking, what on earth video do I put back as my first one back? Do I just pretend life's normal? Do I just like do a week with me in LA and just skip over the fact that in my last video I said I was going through a breakup, then put on the screen that we'd worked things out, and now I'm in that situation again, but I'm just glossing over it and lying to my audience and pretending that I'm not going through anything and I'm just single and like ignoring the elephant in the room? Or do I address it? And then I thought, you know what, maybe the best way to address it in this video is just to give some advice on the early stages of a breakup. Not that I'm doing amazingly, but what I've been doing that I find has helped me, so that for anyone else who's also going through it, it might help them as well. Like my friend who had written to me asking me about the book and therapy, and that she was really going through it as well. This is a friend that I don't really hang out with. She's more of an acquaintance, but I really love, anytime I've met her, she's a lovely girl. And I just thought, you know, maybe if it could be kind of a positive video like that in terms of helping somebody or giving advice if you're also in the very early stages of a breakup, and what you can do to keep on keeping on. Because on the first day, oh my God, I was in bits, like absolute bits. And initially, all I wanted was this person back. And it's been 2 weeks now. It hasn't been that long that he's moved out. But I'm finding ways to cope, and I thought that would be a helpful video. So that's what this video is going to be about. So if you're watching this video and your heartbreak is super fresh and you're just trying to survive and get through it, and it hurts, these are my 5 steps, or my 5 tips that I have been implementing into my own life that I would recommend. So overall, for me, it's keeping as busy as possible, without masking. So keeping as busy as possible, you could do that by going out partying, drinking, hooking up with other people, trying to numb your pain, trying to pretend your pain doesn't exist, and go a super unhealthy way. We've all been there before. It's something that would be very easy to fall into. You know, woo, single, let's go out, da, 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 da. It's not going to help. It might help in the like immediate, but when you wake up the next day, you're gonna have to face it anyway. When you're moving forward with your life, like, unless you've been super checked out of the relationship for a long time and you're at a point where you actually don't have any feelings for this person anymore and you want to go party and stuff, then fair enough, whatever. But if this is something that's hurt you and you're trying to heal, that is not the best way to heal. I know they say get over someone by getting under someone else and whatever. It's not a smart idea, because it's just a mask and you have to face the reality at some point, and it's probably going to make you feel shitter in the long run. So yes, keep as busy as possible, but I would say keep as busy as possible with positive things. While also giving yourself a little time to wallow, like a day, to cry, a day to be miserable, whatever it is, and then pick yourself up and start getting into the gym. Exercise, go on walks, go on hikes, get those endorphins flowing. Think of your glow up that you're going to have, because you're going to have a glow up if you go about this the right way. The other person might go about it the wrong way. Like, you can always tell in a relationship at the end who glows up and who didn't, and that tells you a lot about the relationship. Who bettered themselves, who worked on themselves, and who didn't. Like, you can, a lot of the time there's that situation. Obviously not all the time. Sometimes both people succeed and sometimes both people glow up, and sometimes both people go about it the right way, but often there's one who doesn't and one who does, and you can really see the difference. But yeah, so exercise would be my number one recommendation to anyone. Even, okay, if you're not, I am a gym girl, but if you're not a gym girl, go on a walk, a hot girl walk, or a hot boy walk if you're a guy. Or, if you're a guy who loves to play basketball, play football, some sort of sport, whatever it is, just try to get some physical activity in. Because it does get endorphins flowing, it makes you feel better about yourself. And it's productive all around. It's going to make you look better, feel better, everything. And it might be hard to get to the gym, get to the exercise, whatever it is you're doing. But once you push through and you get through it, you're going to feel a million times better afterwards. Now, and if you can, I would highly recommend a martial arts or like boxing or some sort of thing like that. So I actually started Muay Thai boxing 2 days after my ex moved out of our apartment. And now it just came at the best time, because I was actually lined up to do that anyway. That was something I was starting in the relationship. So it's not something I started because the relationship ended. It just happened to come along at that time, and I was due to start it anyway. And I am absolutely loving it. It just feels so good to hit things. One of my friends recommended we all go to one of those rooms where you break stuff, like where you break plates and like smash things and whatever, which I think would be a lot of fun too. I don't know what those rooms are called, but you probably know what I'm talking about. But going somewhere, getting your physical activity in by punching and kicking something, especially when you feel you've been done dirty, or you feel like, who was this person that I dated and what the fuck has happened here? And you're so hurt and upset. It really, really helps you. I'm so grateful that that's come along to my life when it has. So I'm doing that once a week, and it's like, it's more of a solo training. It's just me and my friend, Suvi, shout out Suvi, doing it. So it's not like a big class or anything. And then I've also started taking other alternative kickboxing and boxing classes on the side that are group classes just with the gym that I'm in. And that is, honestly, that's my favourite form of exercise right now. I'm also going to start a dance class, which I used to do dance when I was younger. I absolutely loved it and have wanted to get back into a dance class for a long time. So focusing on things that bring you joy, and especially if they're physical activities like that, is just my number one recommendation. My number two recommendation is just to surround yourself with nice people who love and care for you. Because at certain points when you're with somebody who's upset and angry at you, they can really, like I've said, assassinate your character to others and to themselves, to maybe cover up some stuff that they've done, to justify things, to make themselves feel better, whatever it is. And you have to know who you are inside and be so aware of your reality, so someone can't tear you down to a point where you no longer want to survive because you feel so shit about yourself. So surround yourself with people who do love you and who know you well and who, just care about you and are going to show you that what's the word, sympathy, that compassion that you're needing. And just want to do nice things for you. My friend invited me over to her house to stay the weekend. We had a girly weekend, played with her little puppy. Her puppy was loving on me so much. I think her puppy could tell that I was sad inside. Animals can always tell. If you can be around animals and you like animals, that's another great tip. So yeah, number one, exercise. Number two, surround yourself with nice people. And also start to be grateful for the nice people that are around you. Even for me, people at work who are kind to me, strangers on the street are always kind to me. To be honest, everywhere I go, people are very nice to me. So it's just reminding yourself that actually this negative toxic cycle that you were caught up in is not the whole world. Other people don't see you that way. This person has chosen to see you that way, but everyone else doesn't see you that way. And actually you get such a positive, nice reaction from people, and it feels good. If you let somebody else bring you so far down, you're going to go into the world negative, and you're going to go into the world hating on everyone, why my life, and go around with that type of energy, when actually there are not so good people in the world, and you might run into someone with road rage, and you might run into someone who's had a bad day and they're just pissed off with their life and whatever, and you don't want to be that person, number one. But number two, notice all the really nice people who are around, even if it's the shop assistant at your grocery store or whatever, who's really kind to you, or someone who gives you a nice compliment, and then your friends and stuff. There are really nice people around, so just try to find those people and focus on that. And even if they're strangers who just happen to show you some kindness that day, appreciate that and take that on board. So that would be my number two. Number three, I'm in therapy at the moment. So if you can be in therapy, I actually started therapy the day after as well that my ex moved out, and it's only been 2 weeks, so I've only done 2 sessions. I have another one now shortly. It's so helpful. Now I understand how expensive therapy can be. I'm lucky I get mine through my insurance. And actually, I was meant to be with a therapist that I was going to see in person, and that therapist cancelled on me, and they put me with somebody on Zoom. But when I had met that therapist, I actually hadn't connected with her that well. There was something off with her in person. Actually, me and my ex tried to go to couples therapy, so I'm not, and I was going to see her. I'm not talking about the couples therapist. This was somebody through my insurance. And anyway, they last minute put me with someone on Zoom. The lady on Zoom is the best. She is so great, and I'm really, really enjoying the therapy sessions with her. You just connect, and honestly, I was so against Zoom therapy. I just thought I wouldn't be able to, I thought it wouldn't feel personal. I wouldn't be able to talk to somebody over a camera like that on Zoom and open up. But actually, I found it fine. I think that's because I'm not living with my ex-partner now at the moment. So I don't feel there's anyone going to be around to overhear what I'm saying or how I'm expressing myself or anything like that. So that's helped. So honestly, if you're totally against Zoom therapy like I was, give it a go, because if you find the right therapist, it can actually feel fine. And you might be like, actually, this is the comfort of my own home and just feels so much better. So don't worry about that too much. So yes, what have I said now so far? Exercise, surround yourself with people you love, therapy if you can. Now, obviously, it can be expensive, and like I said, I'm lucky I get mine through my insurance. So if you have health insurance, look into that and see if therapy is something that you could avail of that way. But if not, there are schools of therapy, like where people are studying to be therapists and stuff, and they need a certain amount of hours clocked up, and they do it for cheaper, on that basis that they're still kind of in training or whatever. So if you don't have any insurance, look into that, because that could be a possibility as well, to find somebody who's in training. Also, to be honest, somebody who's in training probably wants to do a really good job, so you don't have to worry that, oh, they don't have years of experience. But like, sometimes people who are just starting out are actually better because they're putting their best foot forward, and it's not something they've just got used to doing, if that makes any sense. So exercise, be grateful for the nice people that are around you, who do love you, the people that show you kindness even on an everyday basis in the street. And then therapy is really awesome as well. My fourth one would be, well, I've gone to church once. And guys, when I say that, don't click off right away. I know some people are like, oh, church, bye, I'm not a religious person. I wouldn't describe myself as a religious person. I would describe myself as a spiritual person. And I do believe in like God and the universe, but not following any like particular religion. Sorry, I'm just gonna get comfortable here. But I went to church with my friend, and it's kind of more of a cool church in LA. It's really close by my house, actually. I just walked down the street to go. They served coffee outside, and they just more so spoke, rather than like directly from the Bible and such. They did a little bit like that, but it's not like Irish church that I would have been used to. That's kind of boring. You're not really taking it all in. This church, it was more so about life and just gratitude and living with purpose and things like that. And the stories they told were more like everyday stories, like I think you call him a pastor. I don't know, the guy doing the speeches or whatever. So yeah, I'm really not religious, because I know he's not a priest, right? So I don't know who he is, but anyway, he told stories about like his Postmates delivery and things like that. So it's like very relatable to real life. And as somebody who wouldn't see myself as being very religious, just being there and being able to, I just kind of would listen but hear it more as like the universe and God, and then take what resonated with me and leave what didn't. And it really, I'm going to keep going, because I just really found it very, very helpful, just in terms of getting in a good mindset for the week myself, coming back to actually who I am and not living in anger or playing into pettiness or anything like that. I just found it very helpful. So I know churches are different depending on where you are in the world. Like I said, they're different in Ireland than they are over here. But if you can do something like that, then I find it very helpful. Also, like affirmations, morning affirmations. You can just look up, when I go on my walks, I look up walking affirmations on YouTube, and I'll just listen to it in my headphones as I walk. And I find that really helpful as well. So yeah, just if you don't want to go to church, maybe look up some affirmations. I also did a meditation class, like a sound meditation class, where there's a guided meditation basically. The one I did was sound. I'd also like to do one where there's actually someone talking, because I've done them before and they guide you through the meditation. I think that would be very helpful as well. So anything like that, just focus on the positive things is what I'm trying to get at. So exercise, people you love, church if you can, or affirmations and meditation. There's been a few things that I've wanted to post on my social media, quotes, things like that I've resonated with about my ex, my relationship and things like this. and I've been so close to posting it, knowing it's a bit of a dig, but I've stopped myself because I just don't think it's worth playing into negativity. Even if someone else wants to play those games or you're told different things, don't do it yourself, because honestly it's not going to make you feel much better. It really won't. Keep your character, keep who you are and your morals and your own beliefs, and stay true to them, because hurt people, and as hurt as you are, you want to try to be somewhat of a positive light, even if it's just in your own life. And energy is so contagious, and what you put out there is going to come back to you. So try not to play into anything like that. My ex has me blocked and honestly it's the best thing he could have done for me, because initially I definitely would have been looking at the new following and this and that, and he took that option away from me. And I find, because I have in the past when we've been in the relationship and gone through our ups and downs, so if they don't block you, block them or block yourself somehow, and just try not to play into that who's he following now, what's this, that would fuck with your mind. Just focus on yourself and the things that make you happy, and the positive things, not negative, not drugs, alcohol, whatever. People can spiral that way too, but where is it going to catch you at the end of the day? So let's think if I have any other things. Self-care. Do a face mask. Treat yourself to something. Treat yourself to a nice dessert. Not too many. Don't start eating your feelings here, because we're also, on our winter arc and our healthy kick. But, just look after yourself. Use a nice shampoo. Do a face mask. Get your nails done. Whatever it might be. Start really just taking care of yourself and looking after yourself, because who else is going to? You have to. My final suggestion would be to listen to podcasts that align with what you're going through. For example, in Sisters in the City right now, not Mandy, Anna. I love Sisters in the City. I think they're so funny. They actually remind me of my podcast that I had with me and my best friend a few years ago. They're dynamic, but they're sisters. But anyway, Anna is going through a breakup, and she's talking about it a lot on Sisters in the City. She was living with this guy for 3 years. Now they're broken up, and it's her a lot of the time speaking about it. Listening to other people go through the same thing and how they're dealing with it really, really helps. So if you can find those type of podcasts, and also motivational podcasts, it's such a good thing to dive into. So that would be my last thing, to find other people who are also going through the same thing and see how they're dealing with it, even if it's on YouTube videos like this one. And just take it day by day and know that you're doing the best that you can, and give yourself a pat on the back for how far you've come, and know that you're resilient and you will get through this just like you've got through everything else. So that's it, guys. I actually have to make my therapy session, so I have to leave now to drive home to do my Zoom. I don't think I could do it in the car. But thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon with a normal video. Thank you, guys.